Hey true believers, it's Englentine here with another First Appearance Friday, and the subject of this one is obviously the Emerald Archer himself, the Green Arrow, who made his first appearance in More Fun Comics, number 73, which had a cover date of November 1941, but a store date of September 1941. According to creator Mort Wessinger in a interview he gave to Amazing World of DC Comics number 7 in 1975. More Fun Comics was one of the first jobs he was given after his stint in the Army, and he was hired along with other creators to kind of create a whole bunch of different characters because they had just bungled the origin and introduction to another major DC player named Dr. Fate. Unlike Batman, Speedy was introduced in the same issue as the Green Arrow. Now obviously Green Arrow had clear influences from Robin Hood, but Wessinger also took a cue from a serialized adaptation of Edgar Wallace's The Green Archer. That was co-created with artist George Papp. Now the character may have been a blatant ripoff of Batman. I mean, he had an arrow cave, an arrow car, even his own arrow signal, and he had a villain named Bullseye who was basically clownish. But after a while, he began to grow in his own popularity, and Mort Wessinger is always kind of denied the connection. He's always kind of said, well, this isn't a Batman thing. His exact quote is, I wasn't remotely influenced by Batman. My Green Arrow was a streamlined Robin Hood, a law-abiding Robin Hood. Then I added props, the Arrowmobile for one. And I got into the business of creating new kinds of arrows. And who doesn't love the arrows? The boxing glove, of course, is famous just for being completely ridiculous. But whether or not you think the boxing glove is ridiculous, whether or not you think he's a copycat of Batman, you gotta admit it's kind of strange that a character so old, it took 50 years for him to get his own ongoing series. And here we're gonna see where it all started, so let's dive right on in to the Green Arrow chapter of More Fun Comics number 73. Green Arrow, the story is titled The Case of the Namesake Murders. The Green Arrow and Speedy, wizard archers of the century, crush a cavalcade of crime when murder visits the History Club and a mystery killer bequeaths strange dooms to the namesakes of famous men. Now, the only thing I would have to say about this top panel, come on guys, are you really going for a headshot there, Speedy? At the very least, you have to hope that the guy is wearing his hat high on the head. Midnight in Manhattan, and a cowled figure strikes swiftly, doling out death. Abraham Lincoln died by the gun, and so do you. First, at George Lincoln's home. Next, at the harbor where millionaire John Hale has anchored his yacht. This noose was good enough for your namesake, Nathan Hale. The hooded killer strikes his third blow for the night at the home of Anthony Caesar, oil magnate. Julius Caesar died by the knife, the same to you. Ooh, he's stabbing him in the brain. Golden Age was awesome. The next day, in the apartment of Oliver Queen and Roy Harper, who are in reality the Green Arrow and Speedy the Cyclone Kid. Now there's a name they dropped. And wouldn't it be like in real life they are Oliver Queen? Happy vacation days ahead, eh, Roy? And boy, can we use one. The case of the Golden Mummy sure had us busy. Suddenly, the radio blares out a startling announcement. Newsflash. The police are still baffled by the mysterious murders of 3 members of a famous history club last night. No clues, etc., etc., etc. Here we go again. You said it. A short time later, the dauntless team of crime crushers known throughout the world as Green Arrow and Speedy raced through an underground tunnel to a secret garage that harbors the fastest car on wheels, the Aeroplane, a super streamlined racer capable of amazing speed. First stop, the History Club. The Green Arrow steps on the accelerator and the aeroplane is off like a thunderbolt streaking through the streets. This is the club, Speedy. You watch the car. Contact. At the word contact, Speedy gently presses a trigger below the dashboard and the Green Arrow is shot from his cockpit, propelled by a powerful catapult locked beneath the seat. This is faster than using the stairs, and crashing through windows is an exercise that increases blood flow by opening the arteries. The Green Arrow! I suppose you're familiar with our organization. Each member has a famous namesake. My name's Ezra Sampson. I'm the treasurer. At my right is Frank Darcy, president, and at my left is Amos Socrates, and I'm Leonardo Achilles. I'm next. I received a note in the mail this morning warning me that I would die like a namesake Achilles. He died from a wound in his heel, if you remember your mythology. But he won't get me, whoever the killer is. I'm wearing metal boots. Perhaps that's what he wanted you to do. Take them off. No, I won't. You're tricking me. Oh! And we see a bolt of electricity going through his body. Achilles' body goes rigid as a deadly hum is heard. As the Green Arrow lifts the small rug to disclose a metal plate, a bullet whistles past his head. He's been electrocuted. Wait, what's that? Now, here's the so the killer planned on the guy wearing metal boots to walk across this one red carpet in the middle of the room. Not a good plan. As fast as light, the wizard archer fires a line across to an adjoining building. Now for some fancy tightrope walking. With the agility of a cat, he makes his way to the opposite building. I see you don't want company, fella. Well, look who's joining the skunk hunt. I catapulted up here just in time, methinks. They spot their quarry on a distant building. Okay, Speedy, let him have it. Cupid has nothing on me. A rain of arrows pin the criminal to a pigeon coop. Them guys could thread a needle with an arrow. Why did you try to shoot me? I'm Muggsy Smith. Chief told me to plug you if you enter the club. I don't know who he is. He's always wearing a mask. But I gotta meet him at the hideout around 5. I can't tell you any more than that. It's classified. Having delivered the criminal to the police, the Green Arrow and Speedy roar back to their apartment. Don't tell me you're going to take the place of that thug. Right. I'll be at their hideout at 5 as Muggsy. There. And now to walk into the lion's den. I'll be waiting outside the hideout just in case. 5 o'clock, the Green Arrow takes his place among the men responsible for the namesake murders. The next to die is Frank Darcy. But first, we must destroy a traitor. Could he have seen through my disguise? Suddenly, the masked leader steps forward and grasping Muggsy's hand, he holds it aloft. That ain't Muggsy, only had 4 fingers on his right hand. He's a spy, grab him. That's it, men, hold him. He's wearing a mask and grease. See, Green Arrow wasn't Batman. Batman would have noticed the fact that the guy had only 4 fingers. Overcome by the odds, the true identity of Muggsy is revealed. And now this is kind of confusing because the word balloon is pointing towards the Green Arrow. So, the Green Arrow took it upon himself to interfere, a very sad decision. Ha 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 ha. Look who I found snooping around outside, Chief. It looks as though we've made a clean sweep. And now, my friends, goodbye. But before we leave, I shall turn the gas on, so... And when I return, the Green Arrow will be as dead as William Tell. We prefer the gas to your company because that has to be the slowest death ever planned. Do you know how long that gas is going to take to fill up this room? It's ridiculous that you're leaving us here by ourselves with that. Honestly, a real super genius criminal would have just shot us, but let's go with that slow gas thing. Poisonous gas fumes weaken the efforts of the companions to loosen their bonds. Oh, almost got him, but I can't continue. Hang on, I've got an idea. The Green Arrow slips his right shoe loose with his left and kicks it through the nearby window. There, fresh air. Later, in the aeroplane, feels good to get into your togs again, eh? You bet, but let's hurry to Darcy's home. Unless I'm very wrong, our clever killer intends to finish Darcy off the way Joan d'Arc was executed, death by burning at the stake. At Darcy's home, smoke. I hope we're not too late. Projected by the catapult, the Green Arrow enters the flame-filled room. The window's been left open so that the draft will feed the flames. And thank God our catapult can go at any angle. Golden Age. I love the Golden Age. Help! Easy, pal. I'll get you out of here. It's no use, Green Arrow. We're trapped. We can't leap from this height. No, but we can walk. In response to a signal, Speedy sends shaft after shaft into the side of the building, making a ladder of arrows for his friend. This is what they mean by straight and narrow path. Dun-dun-dun-dun-dun. It's Green Arrow. Thanks for saving my life, Green Arrow. You'd better hurry after Samson now. He also received a threat. So Ezra Sampson's next on the schedule. The wizard archers rocket through the streets in their aeroplane. How did Samson die? He met his doom when a building collapsed, Speedy. I wonder, will that be Ezra Sampson's fate? At the offices of Ezra Sampson, Samson bound and gagged and a bomb, and it's about to go off. The Green Arrow acts with incredible speed. How's that? Not bad. Our killer's plan is all wet now. And it's actually got one of those circular things. At least it doesn't say bomb on the side of it. Lucky for me, you arrived in time. I'm doing a different accent, I know. That bomb was due to go off any moment. And the walls of this office would have caved in? Well, you're free now. Come on. Let's face it, the blast would have killed him before the walls did. Later at the apartment, this bomb carries a clue to the killer's identity. The killer must be Amos Socrates. He's the only one left. Besides, he's tall. I don't know, Speedy. This is the most puzzling case I've ever encountered. But let's visit Socrates. Looking into the studio of Amos Socrates, the wizard archer sees a strange sight. He's forcing Socrates to drink poison from a cup. That's the way Socrates the philosopher died. The Green Arrow. No, I'm doing another. Sorry, guys, for the accents. I suck at accents. I'm getting out of here. As the mystery murderer flees, an arrow strikes him in his foot. Wounded and still running, just as I thought. After a short chase, the masked man is cornered in the corridor, and in a brief moment he is pinned to the wall by the Green Arrow and Speedy. So we finally caught you, Ezra Sampson. Look, he's wearing stilts to make himself taller. That's why the arrow didn't harm him. The exposed criminal makes a mighty leap and breaks loose, heading for the street. Come on, Speedy, to the aeroplane. Try to take me, Green Arrow. The desperate Samson heads for the city limits in his car. I deduced that the killer was Samson when I examined the bomb. There was only a harmless powder inside. He staged that act for me so I wouldn't suspect him. The Green Arrow releases a shaft from his bow, steering the aeroplane. Meanwhile, with his knees. Instead of having the kid grab on, he's standing up on the steering wheel with his knees. He should be the one that goes off the bridge in the next panel. Samson's car swerves crazily and then plunges over an embankment. A mass of twisted and tangled steel forms a coffin for the arch-criminal. Later, at the History Club, Samson hoped to kill you all and make it seem that Socrates was the real killer. Socrates' death would seem like a suicide. Samson was the treasurer of your club. If you'll check his books, you'll probably find that he had embezzled a small fortune. That's good enough motive for a man of his caliber. But he failed thanks to you. In the trophy room of Oliver Queen's apartment, and so another souvenir proving that crime doesn't pay. A fake bomb, but it ends the case of the namesake murders. But other daring criminals will arise to add more trophies to the Green Arrow's collection. See the Wizard Archers combat another crime carnival next month. And there you have it. The Green Arrow chapter, the first appearance from More Fun Comics number 73. So what did you think? Personally, I liked it. Now, yeah, there's some Golden Age silliness, but you got to remember that the Golden Age comic books really were written with kids in mind. It's not like today where your average reader is in the 20s. So I didn't mind some of the stuff, you know, because it has to be fantastical, and it can be over the top because kids just, you know, they like the silliness sometimes. I mean, we really did establish the character here. We established the fact that he's going to be different in the way he fights crime, even though he does have similarities to Batman. We established his personality. Speedy doesn't really stand out. But in the end, you get to see how Green Arrow is really an individual character. I can understand why this particular character took off. Or at least that's just my opinion. What's your opinion? What do you think about the first appearance of Green Arrow? Now, this is a redo. This was done originally a year ago. I just want to get all of these first appearances I don't know, some viewers. This was actually not a big hit last year, but I've been enjoying these, and it seems like you guys have too, so I'm putting this one back out there. You know, flying it up the flag, see who salutes, basically. So let me know what you think about the video, and what do you think about the first appearance of Green Arrow. Also, if you like the video, please click like, share, subscribe. Remember, every Friday we're going to have a new one. As a matter of fact, there's going to be one right after this as well. So today we get 2. And also, if you don't mind helping out the channel, going over to Patreon or to Ko-Fi and drop $1 in the till. Helps keep the lights on, helps keep making videos for you. Now, I do know Ko-Fi has both options for monthly, and if you just want to leave a tip, go on ahead. I appreciate that. I appreciate everybody who's already done that, and to everyone, all of the true believers, thank you very, very much for watching.